So we are, thankfully, one show day removed from the tragedy, so we can broaden the acceptable dialogue spectrum a little bit today. But certainly, that's everything centering around Texas. Still, I would say that today was the day of, along with yesterday, but today even more, of really the most disgraceful displays of cynical, self-serving, grisly, ghoulish opportunism that I've ever seen. Ever. So I'll start today.
Right. I was going to say, when you were searching for the words, when you were going to say today was the day, I was going to say today was the day of politicians sucking, but I didn't want to be a step-on wife, so I let you fill it in.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So
the one that blew me away, can I just say this before you get into like doing your audio and whatever? The one that really boggled my mind was Obama. Because
sure.
I mean, I'm obviously not a big Obama fan, just politically. He's not my cup of tea, whatever. But I always thought he was kind of politically smart, right? Kind of not disgusting and craven and awful and all the worst things of anybody. Mm-hmm. But this is what he tweeted today. And this boggled my mind. This made me actually angry. Mm-hmm. Barack Obama tweeted, "As we grieve the children of Uvalde today, we should take time to recognize that 2 years have passed since the murder of George Floyd under the knee of a police officer. His killing stays with us all to this day, especially those who loved him." What the F is that? Really, what is that? What is that? There's parents that are going to bed knowing they're never going to see their freaking 10-year-old again, who was not a hardened criminal who was being arrested by the police with fentanyl in his system because he was trying to pass counterfeit money to steal stuff for drugs or whatever the heck George Floyd was supposed to be doing. I agree George Floyd was murdered, but whatever. That aside, what on earth would possess you to actually tweet that? What would possess you to be like, you know who else is hurting? George Floyd's family. What? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you connect George Floyd to school children getting shot?
Because he and his group of know-it-all West Wing wannabe marketing pukes. What's happening?
I gave it to James. Didn't I? I'm pretty sure that I did. Can you talk to him?
Because he is Cyril here? Anson, is Cyril here? Can you guys go get Cyril, please, James?
James?
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, well, once again, I would say the reason Obama did that is because he's an arrogant jerk, and his sophisticated Brooklyn loft staff are arrogant jerks. And they said, well, we got to commemorate the George Floyd thing, because obviously that's part of the biz model. No doubt about that. And we'll make the equation with the equivalency.
And his charity that he's raising money for is the Reimagining Police BS.
And also, so Obama tweets out using the word Uvalde, knowing that that'll get picked up and grabbed by a whole bunch of people as the hook for his George Floyd thing. So he moves right along from Uvalde, talking about George Floyd. His killing stays with us all day, especially those who loved him. Dirtus Bagus. Cut the crap. Cut the crap. You're right. And then the second part of the thread is, in the aftermath of his murder, a new generation of activists rose up to channel their anguish into organized action, launching a movement to raise awareness of systemic racism and a need for criminal justice and police reform, which is a narrative being constructed out of bull vapor by this guy right here. A new generation of activists rose up in the aftermath of the murder. It was a fraudulent revolution.
If anything, by the way,
there was nothing.
If anything, this school shooting is in conflict with the Black Lives Matter stuff, because this is a school shooting that could have been solved by the police more proactively policing people and going after people who cause problems with like domestic violence and stuff in their homes and locking them up forever for being violent psychos before they did stuff like this.
Right. In the aftermath of the murder, a new generation of activists rose up to channel their anguish into organized action and real estate, depending if you're with Black Lives Matter, it depends. Launching a movement to raise awareness of systemic racism, which is not what's happening in the police department. This is divisive race hustling, cheap-ass race hustling from a Chicago punk ass, which is what he is. He's just a punk.
It's freaking gross.
He's just a punk with a nice
you know what I didn't
Harvard
do?
degree.
You know what I didn't do? And it bothers me because I feel sometimes like I'm socially awkward and I like don't know how to appropriately react to things. But you know what I didn't do yesterday before like little kids' bodies were cold was like tweet out my charity and try to artificially link it to the dead children to make it seem like it was somehow connected when it's not.
No, and then he's got
some sick messed
and
up.
His third one, he goes further, hawking his thing. He has a picture of Trayvon Martin, who once again was not killed by cops, who was also a troubled young youth. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. The race hustle business, and that's all it is. It's cheap back alley hustling, and that's what Obama's doing right now. But he's making millions and millions. He's also in the climate hustle. You can tell by the fact that his huge mansion is right on the water. That he doesn't believe any of this goddamn stuff. He doesn't care one bit. He is rocking and rolling. And once you convince yourself in the mirror that your hustle is in a morally righteous dimension, then you'll hustle and never stop hustling. And that's what he's doing. He's a POS. Carries a POS. There are other people on the other side who are POSs. They're just dirtbags.
But that's my dirtbag award for the day. Is for
I gotta give it to Beto O'Rourke.
I could not handle that.
On the radio show,
I guess I just knew Beto sucked.
On my radio show, we took the governor Abbott live today, who gave a press briefing. And he had the lieutenant governor and law enforcement people with him. Very standard post-crisis press briefing, where Abbott mentioned the number of dead, etc., and the resources that they're bringing to the state. And at one point, when he mentioned the number of dead, that 19 children were dead, he had trouble speaking. Started to break down and to cry a little bit. And then he went through the timeline. He talked about how many officers were hurt. One of the officers who arrived on scene, a deputy who was in there trying to shoot the guy, his daughter had already been murdered by...
Is that the Border Patrol guy?
I'm not sure. And anyway, and so it was an informational press briefing.
Right, about dead children.
Right, exactly. And Beto O'Rourke, this furry Generation X frigging limp-wristed quail-leg moron, then bursts into the press briefing. This is a government press briefing in the same town, Uvalde, people present are parents and relatives and the press of people needing information. Beto bursts in and says, "You could have done something. You said that it was unstoppable and unforeseeable. You should have done something."
Shooting is right now, and you are doing nothing.
No,
you are offering us nothing.
You
said this was not predictable. This is totally predictable when you choose not to do anything.
Sir, you are out.
The person yelling, saying, "Sir, you're out of line," is the mayor of the town. A guy who probably walked in the school, probably saw a whole bunch of children whose bodies are shattered in a bloody pile. And Beto O'Rourke goes in there as a political stunt because he's running for governor against Abbott, so he can blame Abbott for all the murders. That guy is a piece of absolute shizen, and I hope the worst happens to him. I hate him. That is so low. That is absolutely so low. There is no bigger dirtbag than Beto O'Rourke. He is a dirtbag. Although Bob Duff, the president of the Senate in Connecticut, I showed you what he wrote, right?
Obama's in the running, too.
This is Bob Duff, the president of the Senate.
Okay.
Did I read this yesterday?
You didn't show me this, no.
President of the Senate in Connecticut, which is unbelievable. Bob Duff, the president of the Senate in Connecticut, he thinks of himself as a very educated, very moral person, tweets at Governor Abbott. What's happening over here?
I don't know.
Bob Duff, the president of the Connecticut Senate, tweets at Governor Abbott. I hope you feel the blood of dead children drip through your fingers, and may the grief of those parents haunt your soul for the rest of your days. Hashtag Uvalde, hashtag Texas, hashtag gun violence. That is an elected
He needs help.
leader.
Is he okay?
All the bright
Why
hashtags
is he tweeting about blood dripping through fingers?
of the dead children.
What a sicko.
Yes, he is a psychotic. A psychotic.
I can't. These people have a
Let me
problem.
tell you, I will make it my business. Bob Duff, don't fucking sneeze without sneezing into your sleeve, MFer. I am watching you, you MFer. God damn it. I will make it my life's business to freaking bring you what you should freaking deserve. All right, so that's the angry stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just horrific, and people need to stop sucking. People need to absolutely stop sucking. Just to, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What else is going on, else? Oh, you know what else is going on?
What else is going on? Are we going to broach this right now?
Speaking of BLM.
I don't know
Alice?
if this is a BLM situation.
Yes, it is.
It's an LM situation, but not B.
Well, no, it's not. You know what? We should do something newsy. What do you got for anything newsy? Anything going on? Other than Joe Biden telling everybody during his angry rant last night, his other stump speech during the massacre that deer don't wear Kevlar. Man, that's a gem. That's some gold.
Why does he keep using that over and over?
I don't know.
I can't.
I don't know.
I can't. So I found out this week that hiking is racist. That's a new one.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about because we obviously have no other topics. So
well, that's not
okay. Then go ahead, please do it now. Not the end of the show, please. I would love this if you do it now. Your cavalcade of topics, I am all for. Believe me.
Okay, I didn't know you were all for my.
I'm all for your cavalcade.
Okay, well, anyway, Kendra Pierre-Louis, this writer, writes, confession. I didn't know what hiking was until I went away to college, and once I learned what it was, my takeaway was basically walking that white people have made complicated. And someone else agreed with her who locked her account, saying, it's 1,000% fancy walking. But I do
wait. It's you gotta know what hiking was. Hiking is walking
that white people have made complicated.
Okay.
So then another author who has since locked her account because she got grief on Twitter for saying this said, hiking is 1,000% fancy walking, but the thing I want to stress is how much of U.S. hiking culture across time is steeped in concepts of conquest, mountaintops, exceptionalism, virility, purity, exclusion, and absence in activity in untrammeled lands by those deserving of it.
Oh, that is... I like her.
So
it's got to be a her. I hope God it's a her.
It is. So I bet you didn't even know when you engage in hiking that you are actually engaging in... conquest, exceptionalism, virility, purity, exclusion, and the trampling of untrammeled lands by those deserving of it.
That's why I do it. Absolutely. I do it for conquest. Untrammeled lands. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, to be honest, Alice, if we're talking on the crazy spectrum today, how far off is that? How far off is that from Bob Duff's broken mind? Or any of these other people on the mental health spectrum who are nuts. Just think, her mind has filtered hiking so that she only picks up on... What's happening with that buzz?
I don't know.
Her mind only picks up... filters through it like she's panning for gold. elements that have to do with race, xenophobia. Maybe it's me.
I don't know, but I moved the cord. I'm not connecting to the headphones in any way, shape, or form anymore.
Hello?
Yep. I'm sorry that it's making noise.
Hello?
Particular case.
What's that noise coming from?
I don't know what the noise is coming from.
Oh, maybe it's here. Okay, stop. Okay. Okay, we're good. I'm sorry about that. But I'm seriously, Alice, people think like that. People think only in terms of how is something, especially if it's something that I guess is a white person thing. I don't know that that's really true. Never plug that in again.
How is it connected? It's not even connected to the headphones, so I don't understand.
What was it?
That's my power cord of my laptop.
Oh, yeah, that's problematic, right?
So IT people, tell me what I do here, because I got a replacement power cord for my laptop, and when it's plugged in, our earphones buzz. So explain to me. And the laptop is not plugged into anything that's plugged into the earphones.
I can take it if it's not coming through.
But I don't have, because I had my power plugged in, I don't have the audio going into my laptop right now.
Okay.
My laptop is not in any way connected to our headphones.
We should
and
try
yet when I plug it in,
try to pick up the broken pieces and put together some kind of show, I think, now at this point.
Okay. Anyway. So, hiking is racist. You're calling people psychotics, which is possible. But I don't know if you saw this, but there's now a movement of people who want to rebrand psychosis. Did you see this at all?
No.
So just like what used to be called gender identity disorder is now not called that. It's called like gender dysphoria, and it's totally fine. You just totally change your body and that makes it fine. Or like having multiple personalities is called dissociative identity disorder, and like all your personalities are totally legitimate, and all the people on TikTok treat them all like they're all legitimate. The New York Times has a piece out called "Doctors Gave Her Antipsychotics, but She Decided to Live with Her Voices." What psychiatry calls psychosis, the Hearing Voices movement calls non-consensus realities. It provides support for people with hallucinations and is a part of an effort to reform how a mental health field approaches severe psychiatric conditions. So the idea being, you can now hear voices, be a complete psychotic, like literally diagnosable psychotic and on antipsychotic meds, and you can go off your meds and just be like, I live in a non-consensus reality. My reality is just, you just don't have consensus with me about what my reality is, so I just live in a different one, and that's cool.
Well, I mean, why not? If we're making every other psycho, normalized and saying that's absolutely fine. If remember, Alice, we've heard it in the public school systems, and now it's through all psychology. It's important that we affirm everybody. So we have to affirm all of these glitches and personalities. We have... What?
I'm going to poop everywhere if you don't come.
Can you go in the potty?
No, I can't wipe myself.
I'll come wipe you.
Oh, are you going in the potty now?
Go in the potty.
Holy God. Jesus.
Could today get more psychotic? I don't know.
And it's been nonstop. Today has been nonstop. Since 7 in the morning, it has been nonstop. Jesus, we need to fix us. Oh, Christ. Okay, so they're making the crazy people, they're telling them that they're absolutely normal.
Yeah, and that's totally fine with everybody, I guess. And at the same time, when they're like pushing for gun control and red flag laws, red flag laws and all this stuff. Like, we're just supposed to believe that people who are literally psychotic and supposed to be on antipsychotic medications are just experiencing a non-consensus reality.
Here's the problem, Alice, is that this keeps happening exponentially everywhere.
2 more hogs got the fever.
2 more, and then 2 more, and 10 more times that, and 10 more times that, and 10 more times that, and 10 more times that. And it's all through the psychiatric fields. It's all through medicine. It's through science. It's everywhere. Too many hogs got the fever, and we're living in a nutcase world. This stuff, I mean, this thing with Obama tweeting today about dead children and plugging his fundraiser, etc. This thing with Bob Duff talking about the blood of children. This Beto O'Rourke, even he himself, that what he is an aberration that should be, considered absurd at any time. The fact that this is happening to me tells me that this country, maybe not this country, the World Economic Forum, where they're talking about all new ways to monitor people and new ways to make sure that they can audit your usage of power. Meanwhile, they're living opulent lifestyles out there, going to breakout rooms full of freaking caviar and, just coming home with oodles of gift bag goodies, etc. This world is effing broken right now. This is not a good time. And this country is broken too. We've got a problem. And it's everywhere. And I'm sorry. It's everywhere. Nothing is working right anymore. Nothing is working right. And I'm going to use this to segue to something.
Okay.
2 years ago, my moronic, dumbass publisher boss, who's an effing moron, publisher, moron, idiotically ordered me to come in during COVID to the office to pick up the mail. You need to get your mail. Now, if you knew anything about media, then you would know that the mail sucks. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry about that. Usually it's pencil-written, handwritten letters from World War I veterans who are angry that the paper's not covering the Poughkeepsie Blue Jackets anymore. The mail doesn't matter. If you're in the media, mail doesn't matter. It's pitches from PR people or this or that and whatever, nothing. So this moron orders me in to go get the mail. I take my car 2 years ago, in the middle of the pandemic.
I think it was August 2020.
Take my car. Thank you, Elsa. I take my car. I drive into Lowell, Massachusetts. The Lowell connector has somebody. I'm trying to get onto the Lowell connector. The guy I'm trying to merge onto is not letting me merge on. He's like, I'm running out of room because there's construction happening. I'm going to hit a construction barrel thing in a second. I gun it. I go ahead of him. And immediately there's a statey over there or Lowell cop who pulls me over for speeding. Right? And I was speeding, but because I had to survive. So fine. Then I get into the Lowell Sun offices. I go look at the pile of mail on my desk, and because nothing works anymore, because everybody's been fired, and also we're now in the area of it's lockdowns and COVID stuff, and the world's upside down. I look at the pile of mail on my desk, and it's all for the Boston Herald and Howie Carr, because the same company owns both of us. So this moron who orders me to go to get the mail, because there's a pile of mail on my desk, because some other moron in the office had dumped it on my desk when it didn't belong to me, has now caused me to get a speeding ticket in Lowell, Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. Now, I was good and nice to the guy, the officer. Obviously, it was the middle of Black Lives Matter stuff too, and he said something along the lines of, "Hey, thanks for being cool or whatever. Just let the judge know that you were like whatever." He put some wink thing. So it's if I so I said, okay, that means appeal the ticket. So I appealed the ticket.
Well, your good and dutiful wife,
is this pertinent to the story?
Went and appealed the ticket and paid the money to appeal the ticket and mailed it in and did all the things.
Okay.
Just adding some color.
That's wonderful. It's a cliffhanger, Alice. Thank you very much. So more than a year later, then we find in the mail this thing that says your court date is next week or something, and this is like a month ago, but I couldn't take the day off because it's not enough lead time, my court date, plus I'm in the ratings book. So I thought that the thing had been forgotten. It's been 2 years, almost 2 years. So anyway, I had to work in the morning. So I tried to email and call the local court. No go. I even found emails for the person who handles them, traffic magistrate guy. No go, no nothing. You can't call because the dead phone bank is dead. Nobody's there. I have no recourse. I have to blow off the court date. So I blow off the court date and do my job in the morning, and then we find somewhere in the house, because we're effing chaotic in this house. In one of the piles of mail, in one of the piles of crud in the house, we find something that said, by the way, you have to pay this fine or else your license is going to be suspended. So we're like, oh, crap.
No, it's if you blow off. It said on the
Right.
thing where we appealed the court date and when your court date was, it said if you blow off the court date, your license will automatically be suspended.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. So we go online to pay the fine, the blow off the court date fine, which we paid online.
Yep, I have a receipt in March.
So then today, after all the things that we do, which is get ready for the show, immediately to do the show, which is 4 hours, from do the show, do post-production stuff, today I had a little bit of time to write a Substack, and then I had to go take my daughter to go for my son was in wall climbing. You guys don't care. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I go out to take my son back from climbing a wall in the greater Newburyport, Massachusetts area. And as we're driving around, I see a cop up ahead, and I think, oh, okay, that's fine. I'm only going in the 40s here. The speed limit, as a matter of fact, I'm clocked at going 46 in a 30. These are the open roads of essentially Newbury, Massachusetts.
To go more than 10 over.
Right. Okay. So, but I'm not flying. Anyway, cop pulls me over. I had no idea why he pulled me over. My son thought it might be because he wasn't in the car seat and maybe he didn't weigh enough to be in the front seat. I have no idea. Cop pulls me over and says, "Yep, you know, you're speeding a little bit over there." And so now I gave him my license and registration. At which time, what should have happened was he should say, "Oh wait, you're in the country town here with high property taxes in this small town.
I'll be right there, bud.
You're a member of this community. Let me just tell you, don't go for." But no. He should have said that, because that's what we pay for in this town. Okay, to leave us alone when we're 15 miles over the 30-mile-per-hour speed limit. Anybody going 30 miles per hour, by the way, should be incarcerated for 18 years. So,
Well, it could be worse. The town I grew up in, it's now 20, and
Right.
to make it 20, they all had signs out in their yards that said 20 is plenty.
those people should all be incarcerated.
20 is plenty,
obviously.
Tom.
So then he goes and he's back there for a while with my stuff in his car, and now I'm thinking, okay, it's on. And then a second squad car comes, and I'm saying, okay, this is.
I'll be there 1 minute.
I know what this is. This is not good. And he comes back over to me and he says, "Your license has been suspended as of this moment. Now you have to get somebody to get here right now, or we're gonna have to tow the car, and you're gonna have a court date. I'll give you a few minutes." So there we go. So as part of the world not working anymore. Now, because of all of these stupid events, none of which had to take place, now my license is suspended. By the way, I'll be driving with a suspended license. Go F yourself, state of Massachusetts.
recommend that.
If you need Tom Shattuck,
recommend that.
I'll be in the goddamn car. That's where I'll be, okay?
I don't recommend that
Second of
as
all,
a course of action.
no better cops than to pull me over for this nonsense. It was absolutely stupid and useless. Give me a break, which is why, as you know now, Alice, I am full on Colin Kaepernick. I'm with Kaepernick. I am a member of BLM now, and anti-Thin Blue Line now, as of now. We're adults here. I'm almost 50 years old. There's no time for suspended licenses. I get a court date where I have to show some guy a receipt. What am I going to do? Have to take for the fourth time in my life? I'm sorry, I've been a bad driver. Full weekend course. We're busy. We have kids and a life. I can't play Romper Room anymore. F you. You guys want to make me into a criminal? I'll be a effing criminal. I don't have time for your shit anymore,
Maybe you
government.
should just take the class.
No, I don't have time for their shit anymore. I'm done with it. I'm done. You suck, Massachusetts. You suck, which is why I think, once again, we should get the holy F out of here. I'm sick of these people. I'm freaking sick. What hassle? What am I going to pay? $200? Go to court? $800? Why? For why? For not rioting in the middle of Boston? For not lighting a cop car on fire? For being so lame that I didn't take advantage of the looting opportunities along Newbury Street and Boylston Street like everybody else did this year? The more equal people? I'm sorry that I'm a big, stupid, fully employed taxpayer who pays taxes and does the things I'm supposed to do. I'm sorry about that. That I didn't grow up to be a freaking scofflaw. F you. It's absolute horse crap, and I think it sucks. This state blows. There'll be a time, as just when you won't have Tom Shattuck to kick around anymore. And by the way, let me tell you another thing.
Okay.
You remember back when Sally was just a baby, in the city of Boston, I had my Subaru then, and a big wall of ice fell off of a tunnel and hit my car, and dented my car, and it cost $1,000 to $3,000, whatever it was. But it did damage to the car. I had a witness who saw it. It was the Mass Highway Department should have handled that ice so it didn't just hurt my car. They had an inside audit, and they decided, no, they weren't at fault, and they said, go screw, essentially. It was very hard to get through to them. Let me make you this promise, state of Massachusetts. Now, some of the money I have recouped from you, and you won't know how. But I intend to get the rest back, and if you put me out for this chain reaction to driving 46 miles per hour on the empty horse riding streets of Newbury, I will get I know where your stuff is. I drive by it all the time. I see it. I will get every single cent back, and you will find freaking state police boats, trailers, and signage on eBay. I am not going to be the loser of this. That is it. That is my promise to you. Effers. Jesus Christ. I've had enough. I yield the floor to you, Alice.
Thank you, honey. For a person who doesn't like local politics, you do a lot of hyper-local Tom Shattuck-centric politics, you know. It's
not about local politics. It's about the state and overreach in punishing the producers. That can be localized to any place. And it's BS. And this guy effed up. This officer today screwed up. He should not have pulled me over.
I'm sure.
Once he saw my address, he should have said, oh, I see. You're one of the guys who pays me for a living. You weren't going really fast. Your son's in the car. You're probably doing life stuff right now.
I'm sure he's just not allowed to let you keep going if your license is suspended.
He shouldn't run it. He should have just said saw where I live and say, okay, I see. You will live down there. You're one of the people who... But no. So now my license is suspended...
Double.
For some reason at all. And now I'm going to get dinged with another moving violation, which would be the second one, which stings my insurance as well.
I guess you should have blown off work that day and gone to court.
For no reason. It doesn't work like that, Alice. You can't blow off work today. I am desperately trying to connect with the people. I don't want to have some idiot sit in for me.
Well, on that note, I'm going to close the show with a poem that somebody I know posted on Facebook. It's by a poet named Brian Bilston, who is from the UK, I understand. And it is called America is a Gun.
Oh, Christ.
I'll be right there. 1 second. I'm almost done. England is a cup of tea. France, a wheel of ripened debris. Greece, a short, squat olive tree. America is a gun. Brazil is football on the sand. Argentina, Maradona's hand. Germany, an Oompa band. America is a gun. Holland is a wooden shoe. Hungary, a goulash stew. Australia, a kangaroo. America is a gun. Japan is a thermal spring. Scotland is a Highland fling. Oh, better to be anything than America as a gun.
My goodness. You know what? Stops you in your tracks, but really makes you think.
Are you allowed, by the way, to stereotype countries like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure
What's
Germany.
India or China?
I'm not sure Germany is really known for the iconic Oompa bands. What the hell that is.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to pick the worst of each country, I don't know that Germany Oompa Band would be the first thing I go to, and Japan either. But he also didn't do India, China, or any really majority non-white country. So, I don't know what he was going to do for those
countries. Other than desperate refugees who are landlocked across Europe, where are the people of the world trying to claw and get into? I wonder. I think they're looking for... America is a gun. I'm fine with that. That's great. A gun represents a hell of a lot great about America, including, gaining freedom, including the fact that it's built in to our societies that tyrannical government does not run things. We are a bottom-up, ostensibly, except for Newbury, Massachusetts. We are a bottom-up country where, damn right, the citizens have guns because we have freedom. And we can protect ourselves, and we can scare tyrannical state from trying to infringe on our lives, and that is damn good. That's right. We have guns. We have awesome, huge college football games. We have fentanyl. We have all sorts of sporting games and culture and tacky water parks and all sorts of other stuff. That's right. We've got all sorts of stuff in America. It is a mixed bag in America. It's a very violent place. And I'm fine with you limey pussies staying over where you are and making sure that you're known for your tea. I used to work in a hotel, and it's funny how many of you were so interested in hanging out with us. Screw you, people. Enough. America first and Black Lives Matter. That's all they say. By the way, we invented Black Lives Matter. That is an American creation. All American. And I'm part of it now, as a matter of fact, because in my fight against the Newbury Police Department.
Don't give any money to Patrice Cullors. That's all I ask.
I'm not making any promises, Allison.
Thank you, as always, for listening. You can find us on Twitter at BurnBarrel.
You know what? I'm not cleaning up the swears in this one. I don't care. I'm not.
Wow.
I've been radicalized now. I'm all in.
Are you going to change the designation on our podcast to explicit on the Apple Store?
We're adding pronouns to the podcast. I'll tell you that, starting with this one.
Anyway, at BurnBarrelPod, BurnBarrelPodcast.com is where you can find all the places to listen to the show. Leave us an Apple Podcast review before we get suspended for Tom putting swears on there, but we're not rated explicit.
C'est La Vie.
Anywhere else you listen to podcasts.